Hi everybody, please subscribe to this channel and like the video to support my project. And we are starting a new adventure. Today we are going to visit the Castel Sant'Angelo. The Castel Sant'Angelo in Rome has a grandiose appearance and no less impressive history. The cylindrical mausoleum built in the dawn of Christianity on the bank of the Tiber. In the course of its long life, this building managed to be the last refuge for the Roman Emperor, the residence of pontiffs, then it turned into a fort and then into a dungeon, and subsequently it received the status of a museum and treasury. The castle was built as a tomb of the Emperor Hadrian Publius. It was erected on the high bank of the river around 139 AD. In the original, the mausoleum had a cylindrical shape and was richly decorated. The flat roof of the building was decorated with a decorative garden. In the center of this garden was installed a gilded quadriga. In 138 AD, the ashes of Emperor Hadrian were placed in the tomb, along with the urns of his wife Sabrina and his adopted son. Also, on the orders of Hadrian was built the bridge of the Holy Angel, leading from the center of Rome to this tomb. By the 5th century AD, Hadrian's mausoleum lost its formal brilliance, and since this, it was gradually turned military. During the invasion of Goths, most of the bronze jewelry, urns and statues were stolen or destroyed. There is a legend that says that Archangel Michael appeared above the mausoleum, sheathing his sword. Thus, the end of the plague in 590 AD was marked, and in the honor of this sign, the tomb received its current name. By the 14th century, Castel Sant'Angelo in Rome had become the residence of the popes. Nicholas III connected the castle with St. Peter Basilica in Vaticano with the help of a covered corridor called Passetto di Borgo. During the invasion of the army of Charles V in 1527, Pope Clement VII took refuge in the walls of the castle. The inhabitants of the besieged fort actively attacked the attackers through the loopholes. Among the glorious defenders was the sculptor jeweler Benvenuto Cellini. A little bit later, the pontificate arranged comfortable apartments on the territory of the mausoleum. The Catholic Church also had organized a dungeon in the castle. The foremost medieval scientist, astrologer, and Dominican monk Giordano Bruno was imprisoned in the walls of Castello Sant'Angelo for 6 years. The defender of the fort, Benvenuto Cellini, after some time fell out of favor with the pontificate and also was imprisoned, but he managed to escape from the castle. Even under Emperor Hadrian was formed the main architectural ensemble of the Castel Sant'Angelo. The powerful cubic base was lined with expensive marble. On top of the pedestal was a washer of the mausoleum, made of volcanic stone. The mausoleum was surrounded by a wall which had a decorative and fortificated purpose. Today, the castle looks much more modest than it was under the Hadrian. Travertine marble pilasters and bronze have been lost over the centuries. However, the external structure of the mausoleum remained practically unchanged. Much stronger structure was transformed inside the castle. The ancient tombs in which the emperor and his family rested, as well as Antonio Pius, Mark Antonio, and those who close to them, were destroyed. Urns with ashes were lost. In the 15th century, Pope Alexander VI from the Borgia clan set the architect Antonio de Sant'Angelo the Elder the task of turning the castle into a battle stronghold. The castle was equipped with papal apartment in which Pinturicchio, Italian Renaissance painter, painted frescoes. The new palace to Alexander VI served for luxurious receptions and celebrations. In 1536, Raffaello da Montelupo created a statue of Archangel Michael with a sword. It reminds the events described in the legend, and it also guards the castle. In the 17th century, the angel yard appeared in the territory of the castle, in which the Archangel found his place. This room is called library, and it's the main room in one of the two apartments that Paul III had built in the 1540s, which also included two adjoining rooms, the Sala dell'Adriana and Sala del Festoni. This room provided access to the papal archives. That is why it's called library. In the second half of the 17th century, Urban VIII destroyed most of the military and decorative building of the 15th-16th century in order to create a new version of the fort with powerful defensive wall and fortifications. In 1667, the bridge of San Angelo leading to the castle began to be decorated with statues of angels. And within 2 years, Giovanni Lorenzo Bernini and his students completed 10 Baroque sculptures that guard the bridge to this day. In the 18th century was made a bronze sculpture of Archangel Michael. The work was made by Flemish sculptor Peter Anton von Verschaffelt, and the sculpture still decorates the roof of the castle. Now we are in the so-called Giretto Scaperto, or Alexander VII walkway. It's a circular corridor built in the mid-17th century. From this corridor open an excellent view on Vatican and on Rome. An arsenal. It contained a collection of weapons and military uniforms from 15th to 20th centuries. This room was built in the mid-15th century by Nicholas V. The name of the Apollo room is linked to the subject of frescoes by Perrin de Vaga. The marble fireplace was built by Raffaello da Montelupo in 1540s, and the door friezes also date from the time of Paul III. Via Bastion of San Luca. It was built in 15th century. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to my channel and see you in the new interesting places.